Hello, friends. This week's devotion is titled, God's Division Encounters. 2 weeks ago, our Lord awakened me at 2 a.m. for 2 days in a row. 2 days later, He showed me a vision of a load of laundry in a washing machine that had finished its last spin cycle. It had ended with the laundry stuck on one side of the tub. I believe God's message to be this: a shift is coming in a distinct time and hour that will cause life to feel off balance. But this shift will bring an end to what has been. Even though this cycle may be over, know it is truly one part of a two-part restoration process. My mercy and grace will not stop short. I will faithfully lift you into another cycle just beyond. It will be one of greater freedom and fullness. In my love for you, the second shift will foster a joyful revival to give you a more beautiful new beginning, as well as a hope and a future, and an ending that will glorify me. I am sending you into a more honorable place to bear much more fruit for my glory. Friends, you may know that two in the Hebrew language can mean change. Many in God's kingdom have been talking about double portion changes or shifts happening during this year of 2022. And I agree that there are and will be important shifts. But what will the shifts look like in each of our lives? Because it will be different for everyone. For me, well over a decade ago, our Lord revealed that I would experience a big shift in about 2 years from now. He clearly revealed what the shift would be and has spoken to me about it and confirmed it countless times over the years in order to prepare me. Therefore, I know that this big shift will not occur in 2022, but in about 2 years. Furthermore, about 2 years after He revealed this big shift, He revealed a second shift that will occur about a year after the first. This brings us into the years 2024 and 2025, with 2025 being a Jubilee year. One way our Lord prepares us for big shifts before us is in small increments in advance. So in this most recent vision of laundry, God is continuing to keep His word ever before me to motivate me to prepare as the two shifts near. God is tweaking my mindset to align more with His timeline, so I will not feel overwhelmed when they occur. God does this in love, so when the appointed times come, I will be able to power through in a fortified manner. So what has God been speaking to you about forthcoming shifts? Has He revealed your next steps for kingdom growth? Has He given you alert messages or any specific directions that seem big or small? Because we each need to hear from Him for ourselves. Shifts require us to come out of our normal routines and make time and take action for what God is working to bring. Sometimes they feel like spring cleaning as our Lord leads us to align everything in our world with His new order. In shifting us, God reminds us to have an attentive ear, an active response, and a deep abiding trust to remain close to Him in the journey. I like to cite my Bible friend Joshua, who courageously and obediently responded to God's unique strategies for each battle in His promised land. Joshua didn't lean on his own understanding, but rather trusted God above his own limited expertise, even though he was mentored by Moses. So apprehending God's promises involves hearing from Him, believing Him for what looks impossible, and laying hold of His truth with action by doing what He says above all else. In this light, in order to receive the dominion God has handed over to us, we must fight resistance God's way in both familiar and new territory. These are the two areas in which divisions occur as a result of gaining ground, and both are necessary. One involves a breakaway from familiar resistance behind us. The other involves breakthrough against enemy resistance forward. We can encounter God in the midst of these divisions for protection and strategy when we seek Him. Therefore, for us to forge ahead like Joshua and Caleb, we would have to depart from among those who are unwilling to go with us, while pushing back enemy resistance before us. In doing this, we can remember that our God is both our rear guard and our shield, who goes before us to make us victorious. Our covenant agreement with God must be stronger than any other, so we can make right choices that represent Him well on the earth. This is what I believe the shifts, the twos, are primarily about, which is God working out His righteous priority of covenant promises in our lives to reveal His glory. God has measured out His grace for our journeys. He knows what it will take to help the willing power forward with Him to bring wholeness. God's faithful ones will come out ready to enjoy new life on a greater level. So let's honor God as we continue to follow Him as Alpha and Omega. To God be the glory.